John, you, as requested by the prior ghost of the past, you received a big box that had several compartments, and they were all time locked, like a time capsule. You don't know what the times read. You just know that at some point in time they are set at a specific point in time to open up. And about 75 years after the inaugurations, one of the drawers opens up one of the days that you are kind of just in your office. And in this drawer is a bunch of Aryabhata's notes. They discuss the algorithm that's used to peer hundreds of years into the future, and kind of details a bit of the math and the theory, the analysis behind how they were able to predict so far in the future. You attempt to parse it, and this is not your field. Your field is the present. Your field is not the future. So you call Q, as the current ghost of yet to come, into your office to bring this to their attention and see if there's anything that they want to do about it. Also, feel free to describe what your office looks like, if you would like. This is your solo office, just in your wing of the Chronomentarium.
I think it's kind of messy, actually. Like it's scattered with various notes and things that I'm trying to organize. I would say there's a large calendar chart thing that is on the wall where I'm checking things off as I go through them. Various checklists all around. I want to say I'm trying to think of a equivalent for a motivational poster, but not a motivational poster.
The cat hanging in there.
something saying there's no time like the present, or something cheesy like that.
Beautiful.
In the background. We'll say it's a beautiful cat. Yeah, I would say without below that. Yeah, I would say the general vibe is kind of organized chaos of various things in various states of completion. And I'm furiously kind of scribbling on the desk as the chest opens up. I look at it, can't really make heads or tails of it, and then I'll somehow call Q into my office.
Q, you enter John's office in this state of disarray, as it traditionally is. And I think, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when Q walks into the office, whenever you walk into John's office, you are worried, maybe you're anxious about it, or maybe you're just in that constant state of anxiety in your head in general, and you always think maybe less of yourself than others. But when you enter John's office and you see that his office is just as cluttered as yours is, you find kinship in that and realize that no, you are colleagues and you are friends. Your anxiety soothes as you enter his office, if just a little bit.
I think I probably would have entered in a heightened, above average, above everyday level of anxiety, and now it's just back to average anxiety. And I think I kind of burst in, got a paper trailing behind me because I rushed there, and then I see this and I kind of go, hey, what's up? How can I help you?
Oh, Q, yeah, thanks for coming in. I can't make heads or tails of this. Your predecessor, he left me this box with all of these formulas and future algorithms, and I can't make any sense of it. I was hoping you could take a look, maybe figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, a lot of algorithms lately. Yeah, let me see them. Where's the papers?
Yeah, take a look right over here, and I'll kind of show her to the desk.
This box. Okay, so they're in the box?
Yeah. Yeah, well, one of them opened. The others I can't open. But one just opened right now while I was working on some stuff for the school here, and then I'll kind of pick out the papers that opened up from the drawer.
Okay, I'm gonna look at them. Do I glean anything from these papers?
Let's say roll an investigation check.
Okay, that's 10, and I have 7, 17.
17. On a 17, you look at Aryabhata's notes, and you see that they are very frantic. They are clearly maybe had some sort of ADHD, as you see a bunch of the notes are just kind of in random places, not well organized, and maybe just leaving thoughts everywhere they can so they don't miss a single thought that's in their head. And you recognize a lot of the concepts that that they are broaching in their notes. But a lot of it you don't recognize. But you think that even though it would be challenging, this is something that you could take on, maybe try to understand and resume their work where they left off. But it would take you a lot of time to be able to fully digest everything within these notes, and a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna kind of mutter to myself a little bit. And I think part of me is like already overwhelmed by the amount of work that I have to do, and I'm not really sure about it. And I'm gonna tell John that. And then I think about all the nice times that he's made me tea to calm me down so far in this new job. And I'm like, well, you know, it's gonna take me some time to make heads or tails of this, but you know what? I'll find the time. I'll find the time in the future to do this, and I'll try to work on it, and I'll let you know what I find out.
Oh, thank you so much, Q. You're a lifesaver. I am just
Okay.
so busy by all this stuff. I'm sure if you just do one thing at a time, just one task at a time, you'll finish it.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I do 5 things at a time.
You, after this meeting, 75 years after your inauguration, you have a century or more beyond that. And within that century, a century is a long time. You are still kept your same level of busy for most of that century, but you have little pockets of time here and there that present themselves as opportunities for you to just look at a page, try to understand what's going on a single page of these notes. Maybe try like a test algorithm, see, modify an algorithm based on something the note said. You do a lot of different work with these notes over the next 100 years or so, but you definitely haven't come to fully understand them and fully replicate these equations, but you have continued to try your best at it in the time that you are afforded.
I was thinking actually when would you want to cross-reference the notes with lore?
I actually was just thinking that too, that maybe knowing something about Aryabhata's like past might help me decode some of the stuff that he's put
Yeah.
into his notes, for sure. Knowing Q and like the workload they have, probably maybe like 50 years into like trying to decode it, or a little bit less than 50. I don't know. It's been like a while of like working away at it, but like maybe there's like a little lull, like a rare kind of semi-calm day, and I like go to find lore.
You go to find Lore. Lore, where does Q find you on this day?
Just behind the shelf archives, there's like this huge garden of all of these historical plants and that have like now gone extinct, and just like CDs plants that have been chronologically lined up. And when things get really overwhelming, Lore likes to just spend some time in the gardening basically, and then like rewriting or recreating the cards that like explain which era they are from, what their properties were, what they were used for. That's kind of like their downtime, and also a time when they can tend to like catch up on everything that's going on. That's where Q comes in.
I feel like Q is just like a walking like little ball of chaos, and so you probably just hear Q before you see them. You hear like "ow," like they like it's like, oh, that was sharp. Oh hey Lore, I was just looking for you.
Excellent.
Is this a good time right now? I can come back later.
No, it's fine. Maybe I was just taking a break anyway. Things have been really busy around here recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to step away and catch up on other things every time I can.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds nice. Well, I have these notes that I've been looking over for John Present, and they're from Aryabhata, and so I thought maybe it might help to know a little bit more about Aryabhata's past, so that I can try to decode some of the stuff here.
How much information would Lore know? Aryabhatta?
I think you are generally curious, like you read a lot. Roll a history check for me, though, just to see how much you do know.
My history is pretty high. 19.
19. You know that Aryabhatta in his heyday, which was around 476 Common Era, was one of the first major classical age Indian mathematicians, specifically working in mathematics and astronomy. Worked a bit with the relativity of motion. You know that in their time as a ghost of the future, they were arguably the most influential ghost of yet to come. You know that they were kind of the most popular and most successful ghost of yet to come, but a lot of that has actually been word of mouth and not necessarily things that have been documented. In fact, a lot of the end of Aryabhata's tenure as the ghost of yet to come, there are not many documents on that. So you don't know much about kind of the end of their tenure, but you know kind of the general person and how they operated and their base of knowledge.
Yeah, he was very diligent. He was exceptional in his job, and one of those brilliant minds whose potential is often realized after their time.
Oh man, what big shoes to fill, I guess. I guess that kind of helps me get into like his mindset a little bit more, maybe when looking at his notes. DM, would you say this like helps me like kind of understand or pick apart things like a little bit better?
Yeah, I think roll a nature check for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a 10 plus 4, 14.
Lore talks a long time about just the entire history of Aryabhatta, kind of giving you the full rundown of their life before becoming a ghost and after being a member of the Chronometarium. And as you're sitting thinking, you're still listening, but you're also kind of just taken by the foliage around you, the plants, the different types of flora. And you look up. Lore, I want to ask, is there is it like the ceiling here, or is this some sort of courtyard where you can see like the stars above?
It's like a greenhouse with translucent glasses, so you can kind of see above.
Awesome. Yeah, so you kind of are looking up too, and thinking about how Aryabhata's an astronomer, and how stars often move in predictable patterns, in predictable orbits. Even if a star's orbit takes hundreds, thousands of years, it will, when it's surrounding some sort of a bigger object with a large gravitational pull, it will still eventually complete its orbit unless interrupted by something else. That's just the nature of physics. So you start to think about that in the context of history, how history has patterns and can repeat itself. And I think that does get your gears turning a bit more about like, how can I apply these general concepts and theories, see them out within the world, within the stars, within the plants, and how can I relate that back to creating a mathematical algorithm? And I think this conversation with Laura does, on a 14, you definitely still have a long way to go, but I think it does connect you more with something beyond just the math. Something that is more grounded in the world around you and not just grounded in theory.
Lore watches as Q is like, it's all kind of like that meme with a lot of those calculations kind of like falling into place. And Q's like, there's like both that aha moment, but also like, oh, just awe and taking it all in. So Lore just gently puts her hand on her back and leads her to the part of the garden that has these calming herbs, the lavenders, the chamomile, the lemons, and then, just quietly stands there and takes a deep breath. I believe in you.
Wow.
You got this.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. I think a lot of people say it to me just to be encouraging, but that really felt like you meant it.
I do.
Oh,
I do. I know if anyone can figure this out, you can.
shucks, thank you. This place is nice. Maybe I'll try to come visit here more. It's a good place to think, you know. But yeah, I should get back to this now. But thanks for
Yeah.
all your help.
Let me tell you a secret. John Present visits here quite often. He thinks I don't know, but he uses some of these ingredients for his magical tea.
That's where the tea comes from. Oh my gosh, no wonder it's so calming.
I don't say anything because the tea is pretty amazing.
Okay, it'll be our secret. I think I head back to keep working.
You see, it just looks messy. It just looks as if people came through here in a hurry, didn't really care what was going on with the objects within or the people. You don't see any people around. It looks like this area was evacuated, whether it be of spectral students here or refugees that were taking shelter here during the assault on the chronomentarium. But kind of in the back of the lobby, you see a door rustling a little bit.
Rustling how?
So there's like a front desk, and there behind the front desk there is kind of there's chairs, and there's documenting tools. There's like paper, pen. There's some consoles as well. But you see behind is a wall, and on that wall is a door that's for employees only. There's a bit of like a break room back there, and also some storage room back there.
Do you see that?
What's going on over there?
I don't know if it's employees only, so like I don't know, maybe we should go check to make sure whoever's in there actually belongs there.
Is it safe?
I'm gonna use Mage Hand from here and just like, can I like knock on the door?
Yeah, you can knock on the door. So you use Mage Hand to John Present, and you send it forward to the employees only door, and you give it a couple knocks, and you see that the shaking of the door ceases, as if someone on the other side who is trying to open it stops trying to open it, but no other change.
Someone's on the other side.
I think someone's hiding.
If they're hiding, maybe they're trapped? Should we rescue them?
I mean, we could try.
This is our home. No matter what's behind that door, we should see what is in there.
Maybe we can try talking to this.
um,
Can we go a little closer and then try whispering to that person or like talking to them?
Wait, I have something I can do instead, actually. I can use my detect thoughts again. This one I can cast and search for thoughts within 30 feet of us. It can penetrate barriers except if it's like bigger than 2 feet thick.
The door
Yeah, I wanna-
and the walls are not more than 2 feet
Yeah.
thick. You hear panicked thoughts from 3 different figures. You hear the thoughts of one record keeper and archivist.
Oh,
That is usually a calming presence, but even now seems to be frantic as they fear they're in danger, or they could be in danger. You hear the thoughts of Mahilgo. Gosh, just hide. Just try to find somewhere to hide. We're gonna be okay, everyone. We're gonna be okay. You hear the thoughts of another one head of chrono counseling. You hear the thoughts of Mary as well. Get a weapon ready, everyone. We might have to fight. Lastly, the voice you recognize most closely, you hear the voice, or the thoughts of one Priscilla Potts, your second in command.
oh,
Oh dear, this might be it for us. Everyone, hold tight.
oh my gosh! As soon as I hear this, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, it's them! It's Priscilla and Michal and Mary. We should go tell them it's
Oh.
safe now."
Yeah, let's go over there. Yeah.
Rush
Yeah,
over and like
absolutely.
knock. Miss Potts, it's me. It's okay. You can come out.
Oh dear, Q, is that you?
Yes, it's us. We're back. It's okay. There's no one out here right now.
And you hear kind of rustling. You see there's actually some sort of magical barrier that falls away around the door as you recognize there was an emergency arcane lock that was intended to be used for situations emergencies like these, or at least if there's someone combative that comes into the lobby, I think just to help out the front desk people, because that can happen sometimes, especially when you're working in such tense situations. They kind of pulled that a lever, but now hearing that you all are here, you see the employees only door open to reveal those three individuals: Mahil, Priscilla Potts, and Mary.
Are you all okay? What's been happening?
What happened?
They look at Priscilla Potts. Oh, well, there were individuals. We were trying to organize everyone within the front lobby, and Santa Claus and the Pumpkin King both ran through here, and they both ran in the direction of the shelf.
Together?
Together.
They weren't fighting?
No.
What's the shelf?
Towards the shelf. Eliza's in there. We don't know what her status is. She was working overtime, obviously, to document everything that's going on, and also help you research Scrooge. So we're not sure how she is. We haven't seen many other people.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't think you should go towards the courtyard right now. There's some fighting going on there. We just came from there, but maybe if there's another way that you can go that's like a little bit safer, or like maybe get out of the building, or just stay here. I don't know. I don't know what would be best.
Maybe just stick around. Stay with us.
I mean, where we're going, we might be fighting more, so if you don't feel comfortable with that, maybe don't go with us.
And then Mary kind of steps in and says, "Are you going to confront them?"
I mean,
We have to try.
Yeah.
We have to see what's going on, why they attacked us.
And knowing why that they're colluding together now, I think it's pretty important that we go, confront them and, help Aloy and do what we can.
This is unprecedented. What is Santa doing with the Pumpkin King?
After they've been at war this whole time, too? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Mary, do you know what the status is of everyone else here at the Chronometarium? Is it just chaos, or did you all manage to escape for those who couldn't fight? Or
we were able to save most people. I mean, at least in here, I was kind of in charge of evacuating the Chronomentarium after the artillery had lit up. I don't know. I know Celeste was in charge outside. Did you see her? Is she doing okay?
She's okay. Yes, she's fine right now. She's helping other refugees.
Okay, good. We will look for an opportunity to leave if combat lets up out there. But otherwise, we will stay in here for now.
Oh, if you see reindeer, they're on our side.
Good.
They're on our side.
And they're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Good. We have friends.
And thank you for all the work you did to get everybody out, Mary. I know it was a tense situation.
Oh, of course. Just doing my job.
Also, Mary, and I know this is a long shot, but
yes.
Any chance you have any healing spells? Maybe you could.
Oh dear God, yes.
Test on me.
Oh,
please,
dear, your essences are.
I'm very hurt.
I'm leaking a little bit. Yes.
Oh no. Mary and Priscilla both step forward. You see Priscilla say, "Dearie, I don't know if I'll be very good in a fight, but at the very least I can pass on my energy to you, and maybe in that way, we will fight as one."
Extremely helpful. Thank you so much.
Mary and Priscilla come up to you three and cast enough healing. All of you can go back to maximum hit points.
Let's go.
All right.
As they you see kind of their essences flow out of themselves and into you, and it's almost as if the damage that you all had took was transferred in between you. And
they're hurt now?
They look a little hurt, but it's mostly just like that exhaustion, that level of energy that they have just exerted to put into all of you has affected them now, but they know that you need it at this moment more than they do.
Thank you, all of you. It's we know that wasn't easy to do.
Of course. There are snacks in the back, so we will go.
Miss Potts,
Enjoy
you're the
them.
best. You're the best secretary anyone could
Of
ask for,
course.
and I'm like welling up with like little ghostly tears.
The reindeers might need some snacks too, and some encouraging words.
Yep, they come through
Rudolph,
here. Please give us some
especially.
snacks.
Yeah, Rudolph likes hugs.
Yes.
Mihil's kind of just stood on the side a bit for this time. They've been pulling out some books and looking through some books as if to try to find something. And then they say, I think I can help a little bit too. You see Mihil have some turquoise and purple runes that kind of flash in their hand as they speak magical words from the book. You feel your magical essences and your magical abilities rise in this moment as well. You all can recover all of your expended spell slots that you have been using throughout the night as you feel your
Wow.
magic come back to you in this moment.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michal. What was that?
Oh, just something I've been working on, kind of in my pastime. I like kind of crafting little spells. How did that? I'm looking for test subjects. Sorry, I kind of didn't get consent beforehand, but or at least explicitly say what I was trying to do. But I hope that worked for you all.
I feel like I'm on my 5th cup of coffee of the day.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
You see them scribbling down in the notebook. Amazing 5th cup of coffee.
I appreciate you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
Love to show people my appreciation. Okay, my persuasion is pretty high. 18.
You see that as opposed to your earlier attempts tonight, which have fallen a bit flat in the tense circumstances. This is the one time that
I'm just so revved up by the spell. You know?
Yeah. That Mihal is like, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks, John.
Laura walks up to Michal and she's like, Michal, I know this war has been particularly hard on you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everything you do. You're full of surprises. And this is remarkable.
Thank you.
We're going to do our best to get to the bottom of this.
I know you will. Now, I mean, I don't know quite what's going on, but I do know time is of the essence, so you all should go.
Right.
Right.
Good luck.
Get somewhere safe.
We will. As they all kind of shuffle back into the employees-only room, and you hear Priscilla say, "Ooh, Ritz crackers." Starts. Not sponsored.
Laura is like, such a great team.
I know, they truly are.
Did you say spell slots, not sorcery points or anything else?
No, you can take your sorcery points back.
Okay.
Your sorcery points back.
Yeah, I guess we all go in the direction of the shelf then, right?
Laura's like getting really angry that somebody's entered her like sacred shelf that has not been disturbed by anybody but her and her team members. So she's kind of like boiling up from that.
Do we notice this? Like that Laura's really angry? Is this like uncharacteristic?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Usually Laura's pretty calm and or like very good about being guarded and masking her emotions, but right now she's like clearly agitated.
I think Q sees this and understandingly just kind of takes Laura's shoulders like, hey, I get it. If someone came into my organized chaos and messed with my blackboards of equations, I don't know what I'd do. Well, I probably wouldn't be mad, but I would probably cry a lot, so.
They better not have disturbed anything in there.
You've
That's
already
like that.
disturbed so much just by entering these halls. You need to
I know.
figure out what's going on.
You all go as fast as your spirits will carry you. You go through hallway after hallway, through corner after corner, making your way over to the shelf. Do you approach, attempt to make any stealth approach, or are you just kind of running in as quick as you can?
I think Laura's just running in.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe right now.
I think the vibe. I still would like
Yeah.
to maybe listen as we're approaching to see if we hear anything from within, but I don't think Q would try to be stealthy either. I think Q's just going with the group.
I think we're all kind of pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Laura's just antsy. She just like is her steps are her pace is getting faster as they get closer, and she's ready to barge in.
I think you all are ready to barge in. The entrance to the shelf is just like a door with no windows. The walls are a bit thinner though, so you can hear through the walls, but you can't see until you open the door itself. So right before you open the door, you hear a voice that you have not heard before. You hear some individual say, "No, I'm telling you, I can't do it anymore. It's not working." You open the door and you see a lot of things at once. Directly in front of you is the shelf, which is open currently. You don't know exactly to when, but there are row after row of books in this whole line of books that currently look to be untouched. But to the left and right of the entrance to the shelf, you see a figure in black tattered robes that cover the entirety of their body and shroud them in complete darkness, making them look as if they have no form whatsoever. The only signs of a corporeal form are the skeletal hands that grasp a 6-foot-tall scythe and a jack-o'-lantern head whose eyes glow red just like the ship you saw outside. You see the Pumpkin King in front of you, who you believe is the one who spoke that last line. And then on the other side, a more familiar figure, an old human man. Old to the point of not thinking they should be alive. You know the position of Santa Claus rotates every several hundred years, but it's clear that this Santa in particular has overstayed the magic that keeps him alive, as he clings to it with all his might. Even behind the heavy velvet clothes, massive beard, hair, and the hat, you still see wrinkle upon wrinkle on the face of old Saint Nick standing in front of you. And to his left side, you see his gift bag, his velvet red gift bag that he reaches into with white gloves. He keeps pulling things out as if he's looking for something, and throughout the room here, you see just clutter, as if he's been pulling stuff out for a while, trying to look for something. And then lastly, you look to the console, where you see Eli, and you see their forms slumped back onto the chair, looking to be in an unknown state of health. At best, they're unconscious currently.
That's not good.
She's furious as she sees this, and so is she far on the other side of the Pumpkin King and Santa in the room?
Eli? Yeah, so how the room is set up, again, right in front of you is all the bookshelves, or based on whatever year the shelf is set to, that shelf will magically appear. So beyond that, kind of in the staging ground is what you call it, the staging area, kind of just in the middle of the room are Santa and the Pumpkin King. But on the right hand side, there's like a desk, like an L-shaped desk that kind of acts as a short wall. It's kind of like a front desk almost for the shelf, as if it were a librarian's front desk, but obviously has all those mechanical and or arcanical perhaps functions and levers and mechanisms to run the shelf. Behind that desk is where Eli is.
Lore glares at the Pumpkin King first, then at Santa, then back at the Pumpkin King. Says, "What are you two doing here?"
Yeah, this is neutral ground.
You better have one big present for us, or else I'm gonna kick you right out, man.
Oh, as they made it here for the grand finale.
Lore stares at them and with like gritted teeth says, "Get out of my office."
You see Santa kind of stands taller, as tall as their back will allow. You almost hear the vertebra cracking. You all weren't supposed to be here.
We live here, man. Where do you think we were supposed to be?
This is my office. Nobody else is supposed to be in here.
Road you were on,
Yeah, and now we're here.
and you broke the hex.
What hex?
Roll an intimidation check. Both of you who spoke can roll intimidation checks.
That was not very intimidating.
I don't think I was very intimidating either, if that makes sense. That's an 8.
and I got a 9.
Okay.
He was just a blob.
You see, you kind of demand information in this moment, and you quickly recognize that at least power level wise, they don't think much of you. They think very little of you, and that they don't see you as real opponents. I think on an intimidation of 8 and 9, and you see, kind of because you did so bad, they are actually looking to be more open than they might normally because they have sized you up and don't believe you to be real threats to them here.
Hell yeah, not intimidating.
Yeah.
Seeing that they don't respond, Lore takes a couple of steps ahead and says, "What a hex!"
We should tell them. We can have a little fun before the fireworks begin. You see Santa kind of ushers to the Pumpkin King as if to let him speak. Well, Santa and I here had a bit of a deal. He would empower me and give me powers, and that in return I would keep him alive. So, he placed a hex on an Ebenezer Scrooge and has given us the power to invade the Yuletide Kingdom. Okay, that's enough. That's too much. Oh, come on, I'm just having a little fun. When did you last have fun, Nick? And kind of just pokes him with the scythe a little bit. But you all destroyed the hex and my powers are gone. And now I can't burn these books. And you start
Something did shift when we felt something.
Yes, you sense that this was indeed the shift. Now that you have this information, everyone can roll Arcana checks.
Oh, this is 16.
I rolled a 17, but plus 5 is 22.
19 for me.
22, 19, and 16. On those rolls, I think you all recognize, they're all above 15, that now that you kind of have the context, or at least added context for maybe what you felt, you do recognize that the feeling you felt after Scrooge had completed his conversation with Bob Cratchit was indeed the feeling of a hex that had originated from the astral plane had broken. And now seeing the Pumpkin King in front of you, you realize the hex you broke was some sort of hex that was sapping the energy from Scrooge that Scrooge was emanating and delivering it into the hands of the Pumpkin King to presumably give him some sort of powers. You see the Pumpkin King takes one hand off the scythe and continue to snap his fingers as if he's trying to get something magical appearing within his hand. Says, I can't even get a flicker.
Why Scrooge?
Santa. Yeah, go you first, Q.
No, why Scrooge?
Why Scrooge? Any old man would have worked. You know, people are enjoying Christmas less and less nowadays. All it took was one disdainful, sorry man. The Pumpkin King was able to have the powers that he wished to have.
You're supposed to be the king of Yuletide. Why are you helping him invade it?
The king of Yuletide, and I will stay the king of Yuletide now and forevermore because he has invaded. Hey, workers, were growing in their contempt, in the knowledge they started to see them gain that I saw coming out of this chronomentarium. Elves would come here, and they would learn, and they would come back, and they would help the elves organize and try to fight back. And I was losing my grasp. Pumpkin King, as he looks over, he effectively controlled his subjects through the use of fear. War only creates fear. So I did what I had to. We have a deal. I will hold my kingdom. We will slowly build back. And I will maintain my kinship. And as
He was pretty angry at this, knowing that this is just all coming from, I guess, an iteration of Santa that just doesn't want to give up power and is like very power hungry. And that's not what like Santa's really supposed to be about. But I think especially it hits because now that we have a friend in Rudolph, knowing that like Rudolph like suffered under this is making Q like uncharacteristically angry, and Q is like not really showing that, but is like kind of frowning and is very quiet, which is very unusual for Q.
So glum, everyone. It's a party. Today is the day that the Chronomentarium goes up in flames. If only I can get my magic to work.
Today's the day that you both are finished.
Why are you trying to destroy the shelf? What have my books got to do with any of this?
Or is it just like Scrooge, where they have nothing to do with anything at all, and it's just convenient fire starters? Seems like the kind of carelessness that would come from you two.
Santa kind of just looks at you with like a look of contempt and anger. You are the reason my kingdom is falling and escapes our grasp. Comes here for help and comes here for knowledge. And when they gained that knowledge, they feel empowered. And when they feel empowered, I lose my power. So this place must go.
That is the most absurd explanation that I've ever heard. Knowledge never hurt anybody. You would know if you had read any of these books. And can I use a cantrip?
You can use a cantrip here.
Okay. I have vicious mockery that I would like to use.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And Lore takes one deep breath and then just starts like with this barrage of insults at Santa about how anybody who thinks knowledge is used for negative purposes is ridiculous and has no idea and conception of how empowering knowledge can be, and how Santa expects all of his elves to just provide him with unlimited labor for no purposes. So it starts off with these very long descriptions, passionate remarks about knowledge, labor, about being power hungry, and then just like spirals into making fun of Santa Claus and being, isn't your entire profession about like sneaking into people's house elegantly, and couldn't you do that here? Did you have to create such a show and destroy one of the most remarkable structures that is known in all universes? If you were any good at your job, you would have been even more sneaky. You can't even be sneaky for this purpose.
Yeah, too creaky for sneaky.
With all that, I'm gonna say he rolls this wisdom saving throw with disadvantage. That was quite the tirade. And not only did I roll with disadvantage, but I rolled a 2 and a 3. Bad on both. It's almost as if fate deemed it as such. It's going to be 2d4 psychic damage. So roll 2d4s for the damage, and then Santa will also have disadvantage on his next attack roll if he makes an attack roll at some point.
4, 1.
4 and 1, so a total of 5 psychic damage. You all watch as Lore just goes on and on for at least a minute, just unleashing this long speech. And again, like, the Pumpkin King and Santa Claus, due to those low intimidation checks, don't really see you as threats at this point. So they kind of just let you talk. They feel as if they have it in the bag. And honestly, based on at least the last calculations you heard, they are somewhat justified in this feeling, because last you heard, there's still a 99.1% chance of an apocalypse. But you see Santa, again, you all are making him angry, and the vein in his forehead continues to grow and grow. And I think with the psychic damage, it just bursts. There's blood that starts to drip down his forehead as this psychic damage has now caused actual damage with Santa. Growing tired of you all. Let's just get this over with. And he starts going through the gift bag again, starting to pull things out, as if you all are not even here, just continuing the task as he was before.
I'm taking advantage of the fact that we're not in initiative yet, and I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Sick. And John, I believe you have Mage Armor as well.
You still
Yeah,
should. It lasts like until like
hours, right?
Yeah, you should still have it.
What is the Pumpkin King doing right now?
I think the Pumpkin King's kind of just laughing, like this at this speech. Not necessarily like laughing at you, but kind of more so laughing at Santa, actually. Just seeing how much the speech from someone they think so lowly of has affected him mentally, psychologically. Santa, you're letting this worm affect you. Come on, let's just get it done and go home.
I want to cast a spell on the Pumpkin King. I see him say that, and then I turn to him, and I want to cast the charm person. It says charm a humanoid. Can it work on the Pumpkin King?
You can roll an insight check for me, DC, or an investigation check, whichever you prefer, DC 10.
Okay. 14.
You recognize that the Pumpkin King is some sort of undead creature. The Pumpkin King is definitely not a humanoid. But you look over at Santa and you see Santa looks to be at least more humanoid than the Pumpkin King. So you think if you wanted to do Charm Person, you could on Santa, but he would do so with advantage. So it would be more likely than not that it would not succeed.
I say we just fight him. I say
Yeah,
we just get this thing rolling.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are not gonna finish this, and you're not going home. And then I'll just try and get in a line. Are they lined up in like a straight line?
They're side by side, so it's like you three kind of at the door, and then them two, and then they're standing in front of the shelf.
And I run over by them where I see them in like a straight line, and then cast Tasha's Caustic Brew. It's a line of 30 feet long.
Seeing that you go into like a combat mode and that you are going to begin to attack them, I will still let that spell go, but we are going to enter initiative order after that.
Cool.
Regular initiative order. Let's resolve the spell first, and then we'll move over.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save, okay. Santa rolls a 12.
Okay, that'll fail.
And then the Pumpkin King rolls a 23.
Okay, that'll pass.
And you see, like, Santa is kind of just focused on getting things out of his bag, so he isn't nimble enough. And also, again, very old man, so does not have kind of the nimble quickness to get out of the way of the attack that you put out. But the Pumpkin King is paying more direct attention to you all here and easily evades the attack.
Okay, so 2d4 for Santa. That would be 4 points of acid damage. And they have to use an action to scrape off the acid, or at the start of each of its turns, it takes 2d4 more damage.
And with that, we will roll initiative.
That was a nat 20. So
Nice!
22.
16 for me.
16 for John.
20 for me.
I'm so sad. I got a nat 20 on initiative. Why not on like another roll?
First up is Q. You are directly in front of Santa, and then diagonal to you is the Pumpkin King. With your movement, you could get to either of them.
I actually think I will stay where I am right now, and I'm going to start big. I am going to cast Avard's Black Tentacles on a 20-foot square that encapsulates Santa and the Pumpkin King. So, squirming ebony tentacles fill a 20-foot square on the ground that you can see within range. For the duration, these tentacles turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain. When a creature enters the affected area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by tentacles until the spell ends.
What is the DC they need to pass?
15.
15, okay. Oh, that's funny. I think after John spills acid onto the floor, the Pumpkin King put so much focus into evading that he turns around and sees that your black tentacles sneak up on him, again, in the state of still underestimating you all, and he gets grabbed as he fails the dexterity saving throw. But Santa after seeing this acid go, becomes a little more attentive here and kind of just bats away the tentacles with his bag as he continues to dig through it and continue pulling random stuff out.
So that's a 9 bludgeoning damage on the Pumpkin King.
Oh yeah, and he's restrained as well.
Yeah, he should be restrained, and then first time on a turn is when he takes the damage, and then it says a creature that starts its turn in the area and is already restrained takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so technically they would not make the saves until the start of their turns. But since we've already rolled them and did the damage and everything, we'll just bypass that when their 2 turns come up, because it effectively is the same.
I do that. I kind of throw up the little area of tentacles, and I'm sort of muttering to myself. It's like, underestimate us, huh? I don't think so.
Hell yeah. As the ebony tentacles crawl up around the figure of the Pumpkin King, you hear just cracking as the figure is just squeezed. Next up is Lore.
I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far away from you as its speed allows. I'm going to look at basically the Pumpkin King and essentially scream this, again, a whole series of words that is so angry and just furious and impassioned that is just coming out all garbled and like a shriek at the Pumpkin King.
Lore, you have kind of gone about your tenure at the Chronomentarium and just in general been a very even-keeled, neutral individual. What does it look and feel like for Lore to be experiencing this much emotion all at once?
It's a very physical emotion. She's feeling very hot and also very liberating. Just let it all out at these 2 individuals who caused so much chaos and forced all of these her friends to get together. She's still very worried about Eli, who's lying in the corner, so it's just all coming out. So it feels really liberating to let it all out.
Awesome. King's gonna make a wisdom save. That is gonna be 21.
Oh, 20.
So that saves. Pumpkin King will still take half damage, so go ahead and roll the 3d6 damage and then we'll have that.
2, 3, 5. 10.
10, so divided by 2 is 5. Awesome. Anything else from Lore?
John is next, so I'll give Bardic Inspiration.
So John, you have a d6 of Bardic Inspiration. And also mechanically, Lore, you can also get back all of your Bardic Inspirations from the spell that Mihail did. You can have your max and then -1 because you just used one on John. Next up is going to be Santa Claus. First, he's going to try to pull something from his bag. This is just going to be a luck check to see what he gets here. Damn. Okay. Santa is going to reach into his bag and is going to pull out a candle. Perfect. And starts to kind of push it together and gets some pieces of metal loose metal that he finds on the ground and starts focusing on that. He will use his action on that. So, John, he will not get rid of the acid damage quite yet. He is still focused very clearly on the task that he is doing. So that's 2d4 acid damage?
Yep.
Okay. Let me know what that is.
It is 7.
7, nice. So yeah, he takes 7 more acid damage as he does not remove it. He uses his action instead to form what looks like some sort of ball of candle is like the best you can come up with here. It definitely looks flammable, whatever it is. And I think you can glean at this point that their plan was to use the Pumpkin King's fire powers to destroy the shelf here, but you all have foiled that part of the plan. So now that they're at the shelf, they're needing to improvise with whatever they can get. Does he have any bonus actions here? Okay. You see Santa look over at the Pumpkin King, who has started to take some damage here, and says, "Stop fooling around. We have work to do." Places his hand on the Pumpkin King's shoulder, and you see the wounds that the Pumpkin King had sustained on the previous actions from you all have all healed over. But it does look to have sapped some of the life away from Santa. You see that, like, again, he's fueled by the Pumpkin King's power, and the Pumpkin King was previously fueled by his power, so they have kind of this mutual symbiotic relationship. There's magic being passed between them, hither and fro? Sure.
I think it's to and fro.
To and fro, yeah, we'll do that. That makes more sense.
It'd be very sweet if it weren't tyrannical overlords.
Yeah, trying to hold their grasp on power. But that is going to be Santa's turn. John, you're up.
Is the Pumpkin King still restrained?
Yes, the Pumpkin King is still restrained. He was healed, but is still restrained here, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna cast Mind Sliver on him. Intelligence saving throw.
That's gonna be 25.
Oh, yep, that will pass.
No damage on failure?
I don't think so, because that was a cantrip.
Dang.
That is okay. I'm just quickly seeing if I have anything else. No, okay, I'll hold this time. I'll just be like, oh, I really thought that was gonna work.
You see the Pumpkin King is too distracted to respond, covered in tentacles and being...
He was like, "You'll succeed in the
claws."
future."
Next up is going to be the Pumpkin King. The Pumpkin King can use a strength or dexterity saving throw here. Oh, it is equally adept in both, so go for it and roll in that one.
Nice.
Incredible.
It was on an 18, it was on a 19, and then it just flipped at the very last second to a 1. So he will continue to be restrained here. Does that restrict his entire turn? Restrained, speed is 0, attack rolls against have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So I guess it does matter which one he used. We'll say he used strength. But I guess he still can attack. He's gonna look and kind of size you all up. Then he's gonna look directly at John. And John, only you see his red eyes glow brighter and brighter. And he says, "Fear me." And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna use the Bardic Inspiration on this after I roll it. Unless
Cool.
I roll crazy good. I rolled a 19, so I did roll kind of crazy good.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, 23.
23. John, Pumpkin King's fear-based abilities put you a state of great fear momentarily. But because you rolled such a high wisdom saving throw, you are not frightened by your source of fear. So my question to you is, what does John Present fear most, and how does he overcome that?
I think I, most of all right now, am fearing for the safety of everyone that lives at the Chronomentarium. I am in fear of all the refugees that we've taken in, of all the students that we're trying to teach, and I'm scared of these oppressive tyrants kind of winning. And so I think about all the times that the three of us at the Chronomentarium have overcame our difficulties in the past and working together and not taking power, like using our power to serve the people that live at the Chronomentarium instead of using it for our own advantage. And that kind of fuels me and gets me over.
Not only are you not frightened by this, but you will not be able to be frightened by the Pumpkin King ever. At least for the next 24 hours, but presumably it's going to resolve by then, one way or another. And then he's going to take some half-hearted jabs at the tentacles with his scythe, but because it's so long and also, he's restrained, it's not going to have much of an effect. So that's how he expends his turn. We're back to the top of the order. That's going to be Q.
I think I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on the Pumpkin King that I have restrained still. which is an attack roll. Do I roll with advantage because he's restrained?
Yes, you will roll with advantage.
Advantage, okay. So 16 and an 18. 18 plus 7 is 25.
That's gonna hit.
So that should be at 5th level 2d8 cold damage. So that's 5 and a 4, so 9 cold damage on the Pumpkin King. And if he does get free this time around, his speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Anything else from Q?
No, I think that's it for now.
Next up is Lore.
I have a question. Is
Yeah.
there something the Pumpkin King fears? Like, what do we know about him? And probably Lore knows a little more about him. What's his, like, biggest fear? Is it losing his position?
Roll a history check and then an insight check.
Ooh, that's not good. Wait, for history, it is 13.
Okay.
And insight is 18.
I think your history of the Pumpkin King is very much entrenched in the present moment, but he has always led by fear. So that is kind of what is top of mind for you whenever you think of the Pumpkin King, is like he controls his people by fear. And you think, now seeing him in front of you, how he has acted with you, how he has looked down upon you. You think what he fears most is not being feared.
Okay. Then I want to use suggestion. Basically, you can suggest a course of activity and magically influence a creature that you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Suggestion must be worded in a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. Target must make a wisdom saving throw.
That is going to be a 15 plus 8 for 23, unless anyone has any abilities to counteract that.
I'm going to use my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs. And that means that I magically distract the triggering feature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another, so he has to re-roll the d20, and he has to use the lower of the two. Hopefully this is lower.
Hopefully, I'm rooting for you. 11 plus 8 is 19.
Did that do it?
20.
Your DC's 20. I
Yeah.
forgot your DC's
Yes!
so high.
Oh my god, yes! Just by one. Okay, hell
Just
yeah.
by
Yeah.
one. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he fails a suggestion. What is the suggestion you make?
He is a joke, and everyone knows that, and he's not actually feared at all. And it's actually like a game where everyone pretends to be feared around him, but they're just hysterically laughing. And the more scared they look, they're actually just having a grand time laughing at him.
I wanna. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The way that the Silvery Barbs, because it's like, oh, I'm making him like uncertain, and like he was about to succeed and then he doubted. As like Laura's like sending this at him, I want to take one of the tentacles and just go boop on like the nose, like just to be like, hey, like you're so funny and so unscary.
Yeah, and so basically he doesn't trust any of his abilities anymore. He thinks everyone's just like walking on eggshells or pretending to like humor him around. Yeah. The action I want him to do is to basically find a person who genuinely can tell him to his face what they think about him. So he has to find a friend or essentially somebody he can trust who would tell him the truth about what he's truly capable of.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Cool.
With Silvery Barbs, I take that uncertainty and I turn it into encouragement. So, John Present, on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you make within the next minute, you get advantage on that roll.
Oh, cool.
I can still give a bardic inspiration, right?
Yes, you can give another bardic inspiration if you'd like.
Did you use one already, John?
No, I
No.
would give it to Q.
Q, okay. Q, then.
Next up is Santa. Santa is going to... he has this ball of wax in his hand. And, it's clear he stuffed some other things in there. You can't quite tell what. He has, like, an array of things at his feet of all of this stuff that he's pulled from his bag. And he's going to make a survival check here, actually. He tries to strike metal against rock, and he is trying to create sparks effectively to alight this thing, whatever this makeshift thing is that he's made. And he is unsuccessful. on a 9. He is going to continue to do that, but he will take damage. So what is that damage?
6 points.
6 points. You see he like feels the acid again, and just like he did with the Pumpkin King, he's instead going to place his hand on himself and close his eyes for a moment. And the acid will not go away at this point, but all of his damage that he has taken will.
Is that a spell?
It is. I don't believe so. I don't think Lay on Hands is a spell.
Okay.
I believe it's a class ability.
That's too bad. It wasn't like
Close.
Cure Wounds or something like that.
Yeah.
You see, like, the magic is quickly draining from him. Like, this is not, by any means, something you can do endlessly. And in fact, he seems to have expended most of it at this point, from what you can see of his magical essence. Great. That's going to be all from Santa. He was doing okay. Now he's struggling a little bit. John, you are up.
There's no one else in the room, right?
There's the unconscious or potentially dead Ally, but there's no one else in the room here.
Can't do anything for the unconscious person. I'm just gonna do Firebolt at Santa, and I have that advantage, right? Because of what Q gave me.
Yeah, you get advantage on your next attack roll, so yeah.
Okay, so I will do that. 1 was one of my rolls, so happy about. Yeah. 15 plus 6 is 21. That advantage, very good.
I am going to narrate what happens with this firebolt, because something disastrous could have happened there.
No, I like gasp.
Fire.
Lord gasps.
My bugs.
With a nat 1, you kind of just like shoot the firebolt straight. Again, you are not like trained casters necessarily, or at least trained war casters. Your magic is mostly used on like day-to-day smaller things, not trying to hurt other people. So you kind of just shoot fire straight at Santa, not even thinking about it. And on the first nat 1, what happens is Santa sees it coming. It's moving a little slowly, so he's like, "Oh, awesome!" And his eyes light up, and he lifts up the makeshift candle thing he was making. But on a 21 on your second roll, you see that he begins to do that, and you take control of your firebolt once more and spin it away from the candle and instead into his body. Go ahead and roll for damage.
8 plus 9 is 17.
17 damage. You see this man is wearing velvet robes. He's old and frail. He comes from a place of ice. This does an immense amount of damage to him, more than you would expect it to, as you hit him in the chest.
Some like fire.
Burns, and it burns into his skin, and he does not look good. In fact, he looks as bad as he's looked thus far. Not bloodied yet, still above half health, but it's looking a little
You say
rougher.
his chestnuts are roasting on an open fire.
Whoa! And that's been Hallowed Be Thy Eve. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Also, Alex, I forgot that we did not do my wild magic thing last
We
time.
did
but
not.
I did.
We keep forgetting.
I am on 4, so
Yeah,
I roll 1, 2, 3, or 4.
fingers crossed.
I rolled a 5.
Damn!
Oh my god.
Oh,
No, it's 5. I wanted to have it so bad, John. You don't
I
understand.
think it might. Honestly, we're getting up there.
Cool. Anything else from you, John?
That's gonna be it for me.
Okay. Next up is the Pumpkin King. Pumpkin King still is trying to get out of these tentacles, man. Nat 20. So
Oh,
he is driven on a nat 20, rips apart the tentacles, and with a stature that you have never seen from him, he looks sure of what he's about to do. He turns, looks at Santa Claus, and says, Santa, before we continue, I was wondering, do you have, like, what are your, like, everyone has ideas of people on the inside, but, you know, we don't hear that. So I'm just wondering, what are your inside ideas about me, if you could just be honest with me. And then Santa says, what are you doing? Go! Fight! As the suggestion takes hold. And that will be... Can he do anything else? I think he's just focusing on this suggestion.
Yeah, he needs to act on the suggestion.
Yeah, he needs to resolve the suggestion before he can do anything, just as Scourge did. So that'll be the Pumpkin King's turn, because he did not get a suggestion-worthy answer from him. Q, that is your turn. Back to the top.
Well, I was just like picturing the fact that like Santa's just taken this huge fireball to the chest and he sees his one ally like get free and is like, yes, good, he's gonna, and then he just is like, hey, what do you think about me actually? I think I'm going to use Toll the Dead on Santa.
Hell yeah, Toll the Dead on Santa.
He gets to do a wisdom saving throw.
That is going to be a 21.
Damn it. Okay.
And Santa throws well.
So unfortunately, this is not a half damage type situation, so he just dodges it.
Roll an Arcana check for me.
So 14 plus... Oh, that's good. 21.
On a 21, you recognize that your Toll the Dead spell did hit him, but magic took no effect. Because it's necrotic damage, correct?
It is necrotic damage, yeah.
You notice that it just pings right off.
Interesting. Okay. So no necrotic damage on Santa. I think that's it from Q.
Next up is Lore.
So I am gonna charm Santa. Santa must make a wisdom saving throw.
He is going to make this roll with advantage. Santa did roll a 23.
Do I get one more action? Can I use bardic?
Yeah, but we both have it, I think.
Yeah, we both got it still.
Roll a perception check for me.
I've not been rolling well. 14.
A 14, it was DC 10. You're kind of just looking around, and you are reminded of a lie. And you don't know whether a lie is still on this plane or not. Some of their essence is still here, at the least. I will allow you to give a bardic inspiration to a lie, and if they are still making saving throws, I will add that bardic inspiration to.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to Eli then.
Cool. Next up is Santa. Santa is going to he's gonna make another survival check here, and this time on a 15 he succeeds.
I'd like to use Silvery Barbs as I see him striking this flint, and he needs to now re-roll and use the lower of the two.
I will say he needs to roll under a 5 in order for this to fail. It was a 6.
Oh god!
Wow.
Damn it!
Not quite low enough. He struggles for a second, picks up the metal and the rock, and strikes it, and you see sparks fly, and they hit this wax makeshift thing that you now recognize as some sort of firebomb that he has crafted. Chucks it directly into the shelf, and you see fire begin to spread. Oh, finally. Pumpkin, let's get out of here. He is going to place his hand on his chest one more time, and he's going to heal some of his wounds, but you see he attempts to heal all of his wounds, and as he pushes his magic into himself, you see him kind of keel over. It looks as if his ability to do lay on hands has now run out. And he has not healed all of the damage over. He still has like burnt, singed skin and hair on his chest. His chestnuts, apologies.
And does he take the acid damage again?
Yeah, he will. He will, because he was just focused on doing that. He used his action to throw that.
I'm rolling really well on the acid damage. I got 8 that time.
Nice.
Then, John Present, because you're going soon, you're gonna get advantage again on attack, ability, or saving throw.
Awesome.
Next up is John.
Okay. I don't know if this is a lot of water, but I basically have water in my water skin, which is 4 pints of liquid. Tell me how, if this is doable, but basically I have shape water. So I want to like throw my liquid in the direction of the fire and then kind of move the water across the fire. I don't know how much of the fire I will be able to stop, but...
Okay, let me look this up. Just to kind of make sure of my ruling here. Because 4 pints of water is not a lot. At least in the context of trying to stop a fire. you look around, you're like desperate, and you're trying to save as much of this as you can. And I think you make the judgment call that, this water can't really be used to stop any fire, but what it can do is it can prevent it from spreading. So you see the fire kind of spreads outwards from the middle of this area of the shelf, or at least this particular spot in the shelf. You sprinkle that water beyond the far edge of where the fire currently is, so you have blocked the fire from progressing further into back into the shelf. You kind of have restricted the area of where it can go, but it's still raging. You see a couple bookshelves have started to catch, but it's going to take a while to burn the materials here, so you still have some time. Next up is the Pumpkin King. The Pumpkin King is going to be groveling once more.
No, Santa, you don't understand. I physically need you to tell me. I am being magically compelled right now. You must tell me what you really think of me, or I'm not going to be able to do anything at all. Alright? We're in this together, remember? We're pals.
So he's going to roll a persuasion check here. Persuasion. So that's going to be a dirty 20. And on a dirty 20, Santa's going to say,
Oh, I mean, to be honest, you kind of suck. You're not pleasant to work with. You have this, it feels like you have this wall up all the time. And it kind of prevents you from, I mean, I have it too, to be honest. We both have massive walls up, to prevent from any, actual emotional fulfillment. So I just see a lot of you in me, and I think that's why we work together. We're seeking the same goals, absolute power and whatnot.
and then the Pumpkin King takes 6 psychic damage as he hears this.
Thank you. That hurt. Thank you. Yeah, we can help now.
Grabs his scythe and turns his attention towards you all. He's gonna look at you, Lore, and he is going to do the same thing he did with John. Eyes go wide, and I'm gonna need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 19.
19. That succeeds. I will ask you the same question I asked John. What is your greatest fear, and how do you overcome it and not succumb to it in this moment?
Laura's greatest fear is that she isn't really as good as she is at her job. It was just an accident that she is where she is. And also this world that she's created for herself in kind of preservation and everything would be destroyed. And she's literally watching her fear play out in front of her eyes. Her fear is playing out, so then she just basically pulls it together and says, now is not the time to let it bring me down. I need to fight and prevent this from happening.
Hell yeah. And you feel the strength of your resolve overcome the depths of your fear as you push away the fright from overcoming you. That's going to be it from the Pumpkin King. Back up to Q again.
Yeah, I don't think I can do much about the fire, so I think that I'm just gonna focus on them. So I am going to cast a chromatic orb at the Pumpkin King. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's a 2, plus a 7 is a 9. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration to try to get this higher. So
Okay.
we'll see. It's a d6, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's an 11. I don't think it's gonna make it.
It's an 11. Believe it or not, an 11 exactly hits the Pumpkin King.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay.
He's wearing cloth.
it's-
He's wearing tattered cloth.
It was thunder that I wanted because I can choose the kind of damage. So I'm going to do 3d8 thunder damage on this
Sick.
guy. Okay. It's a 5. It's a 3. And a 4. So that's 8. 12. 12 thunder damage on the Pumpkin King.
The sound from this chromatic orb just rattles, and you see the Pumpkin King shake. And again, you hear that cracking that you heard before, as I guess he doesn't necessarily have blood, but he is bloodied.
I guess if you'll allow it, I just want to look to see if there's a container of liquid or water, like, anywhere nearby.
Roll a perception check for me.
That was almost an 18 and it just went to a 4. So that is a 9.
Yeah, not that you can see. Very chaotic environment though, so it'd still be here somewhere. You just can't see it on this turn. Next up is Lore.
What's the extent of the damage?
You don't think that any books have been destroyed quite yet. Bookcases have been starting to catch, and you see fires start to curl from the carpeted floor of the shelf. If you are trying to save the books here, you will have to do it quickly, otherwise you will start to lose books.
So for my attack, I want to cast a spell that says enemies abound. It essentially allows me to reach into the mind of one creature I see and force it to make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe. I want to use this on the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big roll.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence saving throw. Gonna be a 16.
Okay.
Fails?
It fails.
Yep. So the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all the creatures it can see as enemies.
You see well, I guess we'll resolve that on the Pumpkin King's turn.
Can I make one more move? I'm guessing there's some kind of prevent, like there's some like fire extinguishers, materials or precautions in place to address such a situation in the shelf and in the chronomentarium. So can I access some of that emergency protocols? Maybe it's closer to where Eli is, and I just like try to run over there and get it going.
You would have emergency stuff prepared for something like this. You know where to find it, so you can go back behind the desk right beneath where Eli's essence remains.
Awesome.
But you can't. You can grab it this turn, but that is all you can do on this turn.
I can only grab it this turn. Okay.
Yeah, because you use your movement to get behind the desk, and then
Yeah.
objects in action to grab it.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up is going to be Santa. He's still got that acid on him. He's got that acid. He's going to remove the acid. He's tired of the acid. He's going to pull his bag up and wipe the acid on his bag to get it off of him. And that will be it from him. He doesn't have really many bonus actions other than his lay on hands. Next up is John.
Okay. I'm going to do enhance ability on you.
Hell yeah.
I will do. Is your primary stat?
Intelligence is my spellcasting ability.
Okay, I will go with Fox's Cunning then, so you have advantage on intelligence checks.
Would I mean, like, if I was casting, like, Chromatic Orb for, like, example, because that's, like, a spell casting, or, like, a spell attack, and intelligence is my spell casting ability, does that count towards that?
Well, I'll say yes.
We'll go with that then.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that's within the rules, but I like the justification.
I'll do that, and that is my turn.
Next up is the Pumpkin King. He is right next to Santa, and Santa has just insulted the hell out of him. Santa has just torn him to shreds, told him what he really thinks of him, and now, under the effects of abound enemies, he will surge forward and pick up his scythe and say,
For that, I'm taking my magic back, you old man.
and will take 2 attacks on him with his scythe.
Damn.
That one misses, but the other one hits. It's gonna be 12 slashing damage against. As you see, the scythe just cuts through him like butter.
We're on the same team. We're almost there.
He still regards everyone as enemies, and the only one he has not tried to frighten yet is Q. So with his bonus action, he is going to do his thing. He's going to do his little glare. The red eyes expand. Well, you and only you see his head, his pumpkin head, turn backwards as he faces you, and his red eyes glow.
Fear me.
And that's going to be a wisdom saving throw.
12 plus 5, that's 17.
The DC is 15. All 3 of you save.
Yes.
In this beautiful moment, you 3 have been working together for over 200 years now, and you have not experienced by any means the level of stress that you have this night, and it has bonded you three like no others, and it has allowed you all to not only survive but thrive, and it has allowed you all to confront your fears directly and attack them without fear. So Q, I ask you, what is your greatest fear, and how do you assuage it?
I think Q's greatest fear is definitely letting everyone else down. And that is why they carry so much stress all the time. They want to do their job right and they want to do it well and not let anyone down. And they are very insecure in their ability to do so. So their biggest fear would just be that that's true and that they're going to let everyone down. But I think in this moment, they think about, the events of tonight and the fact that they succeeded with Scrooge, and they think of the herb garden with Lore and like the tea with John present, and even like their team and like Miss Potts like having their back and healing them earlier. Usually I'd believe that I'm going to let everyone down, but I've been doing this for 200 years and I don't think I've screwed up yet, so no. And you ruined my vacation!
Having everyone in this room reject his ability to fear, this was his greatest fear. So I will say the Pumpkin King goes under the frightened condition here, as he is now in a room of people who don't fear him, his greatest fear. He has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within the line of sight, so all of you, and it cannot willingly move closer to its source of fear. Right now he is only next to Santa, so that means he will have disadvantage on his attack rolls, but he will basically only be able to attack Santa, at least in the current state of everything.
Can I throw out a little flavor, and feel free to say no, because this is technically an action that we would take as ghosts, but ghosts have the ability Horrifying Visage. I know it has like a lot of effects that we don't have to do, but could we just say that like in this moment he sees all of our like horrifying visages, and that's like what makes him kind of frightened too?
Yeah, let's do that. What does everyone's horrifying visage look like? We'll go around.
Lore has really long hair and has this droopy figure, but then just essentially looks like a much, much bigger version of herself. Almost like she could engulf the Pumpkin King within her like big blobby fluid mass.
I think my visage is just kind of like melting. Kind of like I'm picturing like the Indiana Jones, like the end of Indiana Jones, where their faces like see the layers of the arc, and their faces are like, kind of like perpetually in that mode, not going to full skeletons, because I don't think that would freak him out as much. He's probably used to that. But like the droopy kind of like half skin, half bone kind of thing.
Sick.
I'm gonna lean a little bit more cosmic horror because I am the ghost of yet to come. And I just say that he sees like Q's eyes go from like just normal like little blob ghost eyes. They just suddenly like roll back and they just expand, like expanding black holes, and they hold all of like the cosmos and like the future, and it's like sort of like a very terrifying, send you insane kind of sight. Like the weight of this cosmic like future knowledge.
Sick. Everyone roll a d4 for me.
It's a 2.
We all got 2s? Very cool.
Oh,
4.
Oh.
More from me.
Okay, so a 2, a 2, and a 4. He's gonna take 8 psychic damage as he sees this. He is not quite down, but you see his form is starting to deteriorate. His once tall stature, he was sitting around 7-8 feet tall. You see him starting to shrink. He is now about 6 feet tall and only shrinking more. Q, you're up.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, wow, I didn't realize it'd come back around already. I see that Laura has a fire extinguisher or something in hand now, so I'm a little bit less worried about, like, fire in this area. So I'm gonna actually hurl a chromatic orb, and I don't have any level 1 spell slots, so I'm gonna use a level 2. I'm gonna upcast it at level 2. I'm gonna hurl a fire orb at Santa. First roll is a 19.
Whoa.
Second roll is a 6, so hell yeah. That will be a 19 plus 7, so 26.
Yes, that does hit.
So this would have been 3d8 at level 1, but since it's at level 2, it's now 48 fire damage. So let's hope I roll well. Okay, that's a 5. That's a 1. And that's a 3 so far, so that's, 8, 9. And last one is another 1, so that's 10 fire damage on Santa.
Damage. Has even more effect than you thought it would as his suit continues to burn, and so does his skin as it starts to burn away and reveal a skeleton, a withered skeleton, as the necrotic magic he's been given by the Pumpkin King also begins to disappear as the Pumpkin King starts to fade. They're both simultaneously losing health and losing their magic. Laura, you're up.
I just immediately start turn on the fire extinguisher. It essentially is a series of codes that I have to punch in and set in motion what type of extinguishing, and it's essentially this foam that starts coming out from different nozzles in the area.
As part of this extinguishing system, you are trying to take as many precautions as possible. You punch in these codes, and glass shields go up around all of the books to protect them from the foam that spews on them. As you spew all the foam out, and now the shelf just looks like a bubble bath. The fire has been completely extinguished, and the threat is gone. No! And
Instead of ho ho ho.
No! Anything else from lore?
Yeah, John and Q, do you guys need any inspiration? Have you guys used it?
I'm still carrying mine.
I don't have mine, so I'll take it.
Okay, I'm giving it to Q.
Cool. Next up is Santa. Santa here, I'm going to make a check for him here, and this is going to be somewhat of a morale check, kind of a luck check, and this will determine what he does. You all want 10 or lower, and if it's higher, then he's going to kind of maintain his morale, his composure. He did roll a 13. If I have to do this myself, I will. And he turns, and Laura, he goes for you, who I will say at this point is going to just you're right over the desk, so Santa goes to vault over the desk, and the Pumpkin King will take an opportunity attack on him. It's 9 plus 8, that's going to hit. And it's going to be 7 slashing damage as you see blood begins to spill from the backside of Santa. You see his fists begin to glow, and he begins to just go to punch you, Lore. I think both are going to hit there. Yeah, 22 and 24.
Both of those hit.
Oh wait, hang on. Silvery barbs.
This is, I believe, the first attack roll he's made, and he was supposed to have disadvantage on the first attack roll he makes, so he will roll both of these attacks with disadvantage. He still rolled well. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so both attacks do still hit. Who are you granting the advantage to?
I kind of want to give it to Laura this time, just because, I feel like maybe you'll need an ability check or saving throw of some kind, maybe. So.
Okay.
29 radiant damage, Lore.
I take 29 damage.
You take 29 radiant damage. What does that put you at, health-wise?
I'm at 23.
Okay, so you are under half now.
Yeah.
You see Santa vault over and start pummeling the ghost of the past. Not unlike over 200 years ago, when the ghost of the past was assassinated in this very room. And you see, hasn't repeated itself quite yet, but in a rare moment of a rare out of character moment, you start thinking of the past as you see Lore being attacked. And with that, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna go over to Santa and kind of scream you're not destroying the shelf, you are not taking over the chromatarium, and you will not punch my friend. And I'm just gonna cast Banishment on him, and I'm also gonna use my 3 sorcery points to make him have disadvantage on it. Charisma saving throw.
He is Santa. It's plus 10. A 19 and a 4.
Ooh, okay.
Or 14.
He will fail that.
I will say his health is low enough, and banishment is such a powerful spell. We will kind of homebrew this a little bit. As he begins to fade away and lose health and lose his magical ability, you cast banishment on him, and this is the final door that closes Santa's life in this plane. As he disintegrates, he moves to the next plane, wherever that may be for him. What does it look like as you cast banishment in this manner?
I think I just want his like empowering visage to just kind of crumble in height, so he diminishes in height. All the burned skin marks that he had continue to kind of sear open and rip through him. It slowly kind of just turns to ash. His entire body just goes to ash and fades out.
And as this body burns, we can only assume which plane he's in now. Hell yeah. Anything else from you, John?
I look badass.
Cool. Next is the Pumpkin King, who is still under the frightened condition, is not within attacking range of any of you, is just going to kind of go cower in the left-hand corner of the shelf here on his turn, and that's going to be it. Back to the top, Q. He's continuing to just shrink in the corner here.
And I think it's time to fully send him away. Let's be safe about it because this is more damaging. I would like to again upcast Chromatic Orb and use my final 2nd level spell slot against him.
Sick.
Also, John, does that advantage that you gave me, is that like for a certain amount of time or was it just for the one?
I think I did break it because I just casted banishment and that was concentration.
Gotcha. Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool. No worries. I have Bardic Inspiration, so hopefully. Okay, that's a 9. I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration. That's a 5. So that is a 14, and then my spell attack is +7, so that puts me over 20.
Yes, that does hit.
And I am going to say that is Thunder. It worked last time on him, so...
Okay, roll
All right.
for damage.
7, 2, 16, and a 7. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, that was 14, 16, 21 points of thunder damage.
How would you like to send the Pumpkin King to the next great beyond?
I am, I gotta come up with like a badass line.
No pressure.
I actually think Q is gonna try to think of like a badass line to say and is just so like flustered and like very happy they're succeeding, clearly, and is like, get out of here. Just like throws thunder at him and he just kind of like shatters apart into little pumpkin pieces.
As pumpkin guts spill on the floor to collect with what remains of Santa's suit, along with the various things he just threw on the ground in an attempt to find something flammable within his sack. And you all are here against all odds, victorious in defending the Chronomentarium.
Amazing.
We did it. We did it.
I run over and check the status of our unconscious friend over there.
Yeah. I think that Q and like the aftermath of this moment is like, why don't you leave? No, that wouldn't have been good either.
That was
I'm gonna
pretty
carve
good.
you. I don't know. Dang it, I could have come up with something better. Oh well.
We should have at least said Merry Christmas to Santa.
I thought the chestnut line was pretty good myself. So
Thanks, Q.
Rolled death saving throws for lie. I rolled a 15, and then I rolled a 3.
Oh my god.
And I rolled a natural 20.
Whoa.
which counts as 2, right?
Which counts as 2. And actually, I think in the base rules it counts as you just come back up at 1 health. But for our purposes, we'll say that she's just like stable. So you go over to her and she says, "Hey boss, how's it looking?"
Looking good right now. I think the worst of it is behind us.
Ooh,
Or beyond us, I must say.
those were some mean guys.
That they
Let's
were.
hope the next iterations are better.
It's a good thing they don't know history books from our empty book section. And you look out and you see that the shelf has been set to a future date that just has empty books placed in it. Set to
Really?
You're a genius.
It's set to 2025.
Oh my
promotion.
goodness.
I tried my best. They
They didn't.
2025. Well, that year is kind of like on fire anyway, so.
I turn to Lore and I'm like, Lord, that was the craziest experience of the life that I've known here. And I think I have to know how did I die?
Ooh. Oh.
It's not worth not knowing anymore. Not after this.
Yeah. Lore gets up feeling very weak and just like she's drawing tremendous strength from the victory and seeing that Eli's alive and okay. And then she looks at you and she says, "Well, John, I offered to tell you this so many times in the past. You, in your human life, died as a very old man, surrounded by your friends and family who loved you very deeply in a beautiful cottage where everyone who knew you and loved you were around you. You died an old, happy man, very content after a beautiful life."
That's wonderful.
How fitting for a ghost of the present, I would say.
I'm
Not concerned with the past or the future because you lived a good life.
I'm happy that I died surrounded by those I love, and I continue to find purpose around those I love here.
Q is definitely just like a little blubbering mess, like a little blob of happy tears.
And Q, you deserve a vacation now.
I really think I do. Maybe we all do. Do you want to go on vacation together?
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
I can't think of anything more Christmassy than this.
You plan to go on vacation together, but unfortunately on this night there is still a little bit of work to do as you go to assess all of your teams, the state of the chronomentarium, and look to leave it in a more stable place before you all take your leave. We'll start with the future and we'll go backwards to the past, because we've been doing it in reverse this whole time, and it feels only appropriate for the ending to now reverse it. Q, at some point, as quickly as you can, you get your analytics department back together. Here you see Miss Potts looking alive and well. You see Mooney's having slept through presumably the entire thing, based on your
My
updates
God.
from Tomaway, and also
God.
just his general stature. He's just been snoring away this whole time. And you see Omari, who now is also sleeping, just based on how much they've had to work. And then you see Tomoe here, also sleeping, exhausted from having ran all night. You sit here with Miss Potts cranking out the last of your calculations. You find that the chance of an apocalypse happening has gone down to 0.01%.
Well, Miss Potts, I really don't think we could ask for better odds than that.
I agree, dearie.
I'm very proud of you all. Tonight was a very traumatizing night, but you all seem to take it well in stride and have saved the day.
I think they're still going to be chaotic here. I mean, we always have to be calculating, but I think they're going to be a little bit better from now on. And also, I want you to take a vacation after we get back from ours. You and Omari and Mooney.
Q. Something feels a little off the more you're thinking about it. Roll an investigation check for me with advantage.
It's an 11. It's a 14 plus 7. Yeah, so that is a 21.
On a 21, that surpasses a 20. You're thinking over the events of the night again, thinking about the calculations, how they came about. The inciting incident seemed to be the chronomentarium burning down, and that was the cause of the apocalypse. But the more you think about it, you're like, wait, why would that cause an apocalypse? That doesn't make any sense. It's just a single building that's being burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the probability spike that much? And you realize, you look into the probability matrix you ran, and you realize that it was test analysis. You left your ongoing prototype algorithm, Aryabhata-based algorithm in there. And when you look through the data, now that you have some time to look through the data, you see that all of these apocalypses, some of them happened in the near future, but some of them happened in hundreds, thousands of years. And as you continue to sift through the data, you realize an apocalypse was not immediately imminent. But if history itself were to be destroyed, that the world at some point, somehow, some way, some when, would eventually fold in on itself and be destroyed. And you realize your algorithm works.
Miss Potts, I do believe we've just had a breakthrough.
Oh dear, I want to hear all about it. And we back away from the analytics department. John, you are kind of having an emergency meeting here. You have all of your department here. You have Professor Timber, who looks very stressed, having held down kind of like emergency classes. You see he's been doing a lot of like emergency preparedness classes with everyone, trying to get them as prepared as possible for any outcome. Celeste and Mary obviously have been very busy. Ledger just covered in writing. There's not a single empty spot of skin. And then lastly, you see Krya over in the corner, still darkness shrouded over her. You barely see her figure, but she is there as well as you kind of address your team.
Hey everyone, I just want to say thanks for all the work that you've been doing during this kind of aftermath of everything. I appreciate everybody stepping up and making sure the refugees all have a place to stay, rebuilding the school, some of the wreckage that was inflicted on the grounds. I really appreciate too Professor Timber on how to educate everybody about the terrors of power and how the ambition of it is not a worthwhile goal. And
Yes,
Kriya,
I hate to interrupt, but I do want to ask for like a sabbatical.
Well, vacations are kind of the thing that we're all doing around here, so I would be a total Santa Claus at this point if I didn't let you take a vacation. So
Thank you.
absolutely, as soon as we carve out, a break for the students as well, you can definitely take a break.
Yes, sir.
You don't need to call me sir. It's just Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yeah, that's fine. Or John, we're not that formal here. Really, I just want your appreciation occasionally.
And we appreciate you.
Yes.
Krya
Okay,
sits in the
good.
corner.
I appreciate. I do. Krya, even you. I appreciate all that you've been doing around here. Keep giving me tabs on how Yuletide and the Pumpkin Kingdom are holding up out in the aftermath. Thank you.
And, I hate this. I don't know if this is an appropriate time, but it feels as if we could have gotten ahead of this if we had, outreach and Yuletide and Samhain and, we kind of just got ourselves out there a little more. John, let me do more campuses, please.
We'll think about it.
Ah, come on. I could start an apocalypse of my own.
We don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. I mean, we just saw what happens when people are too power hungry and too ambitious.
Oh, well, I thought we were helping people.
We are. One
Wow.
thing at a time.
All right, one day.
We have to watch you.
As John is saying that, he remembers a conversation he's had with Laure where she says, I don't like the phrase mistakes of the past.
You see Celeste and Mary kind of go over the like all the states of the refugees. Miraculously, there were 0 casualties, or at least like 0 dead casualties. There were a lot of injuries, of course, but because your team was so prepared, and you have such a solid team. And lastly, Ledger says, all right, I think I've got everything that happened. I am exhausted, but I will bring the report over to the Department of the Past and make sure they get it everywhere.
Thank you. Good. Yeah, let Laura know immediately.
Yes. Also, time capsule. It opened up.
Which drawer?
The last one.
I rush over immediately and take a look.
As you start to thumb through it, you see it's the personal recollection of the former ghost of the past, of the night that the ghost of yet to come was assassinated. And it's all events that you are familiar with. Like, you have all this knowledge, but now you see that it is like recorded knowledge that can now be put into the shelf.
Ledger, make sure Lore gets these two. She'll need to update this immediately.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring it down. Lastly, we have Lore. Lore, you are all kind of in the shelf. Your full team here. You have Artemis, your analyst of cause and effect. You have Theo, your keeper of oral lore. You have Mahil, your archivist, and of course Eli, your technical specialist. And you all are kind of, as a team, cleaning up and discussing the night as it happened, and trying to make sure that all of you have like these memories intact so they can go within records, because this is going to be quite the night to be record keeping.
So we're all diligently keeping track of everything that happened and transpired, and having conversations about how we want to maintain this. This is definitely a night to remember, but we've always been impartial. We don't like heighten and amplify certain past events compared to others, but this is something that needs to be recognized separately. So we're having these conversations about how to do that in a justifiable way. But one thing you also see is like a whiteboard style space where we like draw and scribble a lot of ideas. And we have ideas on some emergency protocols and safety mechanisms that needs to be changed for the entire shelf area. One is more about fire prevention, getting to it much faster, and it's like scribbled extensively for all the elements: the fire, water, wind, all kinds of scenarios. There are also things like our hungry creatures, fear-mongering, evil monster masterminds, and how to create like maybe a zone of information where you strap them to a chair and then try to like talk to them, to give them information. A share circle where they all sit down and hold like a share bear and then talk about their feelings. So there are all of these ideas of potential safety mechanisms that needs to be implemented in the shelf.
You see your team is working overdrive. Artemis is like talking to you about, okay, maybe we should go a little light on the torture aspects of this, just because the effects of that I think could be potentially more harmful than good. But I like a lot of these ideas, and just kind of walking through it with you. Theo, keeper of oral lore. Yes, I think that we can have more visitors at the shelf, and they can share more stories. Mahil's just kind of in the corner writing down as much as they possibly can. Probably the least focused on like the things you're pitching, but also is just actively listening. Yeah, Eli's kind of just resting in the corner, but slowly working on the shelf and agreeing with you and kind of contributing to the conversation.
Guys, you know me pretty well by now, and my integrity when it comes to keeping records of the past. But can we dial down when we come to the part about me just losing myself with Santa? Can we dial back on some of the things I said and how ferocious and fierce I came across? Maybe let's just mute it down a little bit and not put everything I said down in the record.
Artemis, I think I'm going through it right now, and the effects of lying within our historical records I think could be potentially catastrophic and have just kind of tough effects. And then Eli chimes in, I heard every word. Don't you mind me. I'll be writing everything down for you. And no one's going to miss a single word of that beautiful, beautiful speech. And you enjoy a joyful moment with your team. You all, again, kind of are recollecting everything. You're trying to set everything back. But you also have some business outside of the chronomentarium, see the state of it, and you have some friends out there as well. You all go back out the doors of the chronomentarium. You see all 5 members of the monster squad tied up and put in a corner, while Rudolph and all the reindeer are kind of dusting off their wounds, getting medically checked up, but for the most part, all of them look fine. And you see Rudolph comes up to you.
Friends! We did it. We all did it.
Friends? Did you just
We
call us
did!
your friends?
Yeah.
Gives you all a big hug,
Okay.
just wraps you 3 in his
Aw.
big biceps.
So, little problem. We never did our route, so none of the kids on Earth have gifts.
Oh no.
Is it too
Unfortunately,
late to do it right now?
I think we could do it right now. But the problem is, we need a human man.
I think we know just the one.
Yes, one who may have just learned the true meaning of giving and Christmas.
Ooh.
You all float back down to the earth. You approach Scrooge's office as the sun barely starts to peek over, for real this time, rising over London. You all pitch, "Hey, Scrooge, you need to be Santa Claus." After some light convincing from Bo, he's like, still drunk from the whiskey. They continue drinking after. He's like,
Alright, I'll do it.
we see you all go along for the ride in the sleigh as you grab Santa's gift bag and start flying all across the world with the reindeer in front of you and Scrooge wearing the Santa suit. And, who knows whether he'll take the temporary Santa status or he'll continue with it if he enjoys it. But at least for this one night, this current present moment, he is enjoying his time and having a blast. And that is where we will end Hallowed Be Thy Eve.
Oh.
Aw.
Beautiful.
I choose to believe that he keeps the mantle and Bo becomes Mr. Claus.
Oh,
Like, me
that would be
too. That's
awesome.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Well, thank you all for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting so much work into it. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
it's been a
absolutely.
blast. And thanks everyone for watching who's made it this far. This has been a lovely passion project, and I appreciate all of you. That is all for Hallowed Be Thy Eve, signing off. Bye. Woo. Awesome.
Oh, that was so fun.
That was so fun.